Cancer comes back through resistance, but in some of the deadliest diseases, survival jumped from a small fraction to the vast majority of patients. How? Doctors shifted from attacking cancer with just one drug at a time and started using a team of multiple drugs together. This exact same principle works with the food on your plate. In a moment, you'll see why combining dark chocolate with 3 other specific foods is way more powerful than just eating any of them by themselves. Because when targeting only 1 or 2 growth pathways, cancer cells that rely on other pathways survive. And with their competition removed, these cells suddenly get all the nutrients and room they need to thrive. To crush that resistance before it even has a chance to start, you need to hit cancer with multiple completely different weapons at the exact same time. Hi, I'm Emma Weil. I'm a registered dietitian and a biochemist. And please remember, everything in this video is for education purposes only. The first compound found in abundance in chocolate is magnesium. Without enough magnesium, your killer T cells are present, but their weapons stay locked. These T cells need magnesium to physically grip onto cancer cells. The second powerful compound is epicatechin. In healthy cells, epicatechin acts as a beneficial antioxidant, but in cancer cells, it does the opposite. It acts as a damaging pro-oxidant. Because cancer cells already live under dangerously high oxidative stress, like they're standing at the edge of a cliff, epicatechin gives them the small push needed to send them off that cliff. But there's a catch. All of this only applies to chocolate at 90% cocoa or higher. Below that, every percentage point of cocoa you lose is replaced by sugar. And sugar is the preferred fuel for cancer cells. Take Leah, one of our community members. She's 56 and recovering from breast cancer. She absolutely loves chocolate, but at first she couldn't stand how bitter 90% bars tasted. Soon after she joined us, she cut down on processed sugars. Within just a few days, her taste buds completely reset, and now she finds 70% way too sweet. With just a 25-gram piece of 90% dark chocolate, you get around 60 milligrams of magnesium. And the research shows that getting your magnesium from real food rather than supplements alone is your absolute best strategy for long-term prevention. The next food is one of the most studied in cancer biology. It has colors of deep purple, deep red, almost black. Berries are rich in anthocyanins that push cancer cells toward destruction using some of the same pathways chocolate hits. So combining these two stacks the effect on those pathways harder than either food alone. But what berries add to the arsenal is their incredible ability to force fast-growing cancer cells to slow down and act more like normal cells. They do that using anthocyanins. They can shut down one of the most notorious out-of-control genes in cancer, a gene called MYC. And here's the mind-blowing part. To this day, the entire pharmaceutical industry has failed to create a single drug that can safely target this gene, but berries do it naturally. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, mice fed a diet rich in whole blueberry powder had triple-negative breast tumors that grew 75% slower, and the cancer cells that did escape the original tumor spread 70% less. The anthocyanins' unique structure allows them to operate freely within the tumor's acidic microenvironment, where they disrupt cancer cells' ability to migrate and invade. Out of all the fruits you could choose, berries are an amazing choice. They are exceptionally low in sugar, usually just 5 to 10 grams per 100 gram serving. That's why a mixed berry blend is the perfect move. Just 1 cup gives you plenty of these powerful compounds. And don't worry, frozen berries work just as well as fresh. And the best part, pairing them with that 90% dark chocolate actually helps blunt your blood glucose response. Now, before we continue, I'd love to know, do you currently have any berries in your fridge or freezer? Pause the video and let me know in the comments. The next food is known by its shape, reminiscent of a small brain, the walnut. What makes walnuts different is that when you eat them, your gut bacteria break down a certain compound into urolithin A. Urolithin A enters your bloodstream and acts directly on cancer cells by turning on a specific gene called P21. This gene is one of the most important brakes the body has against cancer cell division. In a clinical trial published in Nutrition Research, women with breast cancer ate 2 ounces of walnuts a day for about 2 weeks. The analysis compared tumor cells from the preliminary biopsy with cells extracted in the surgery 2 weeks later. What they found is a change in the activity of more than 400 genes. Genes that drive cancer growth went down. Genes that trigger cancer cell death went up. Walnuts are better stored in the fridge, so the omega-3 fatty acids stay fresh. They pair perfectly with the berries and the chocolate. Around 14 walnuts halves is 1 ounce. It should be a good start. The last food on this list is one that has the ability to balance your hormones. Flaxseed is the world's richest dietary source of lignans. These are plant compounds structurally similar to estrogen. On social media, people often wrongly claim that because it has plant estrogens, it will fuel hormone-positive breast cancer. In reality, clinical data and major organizations like the American Institute for Cancer Research confirm it actually blocks stronger human estrogens. Flaxseed's amazing anti-cancer activities stack with the other 3 foods, reinforcing their action. But what flaxseed does that's added to the arsenal is that it increases the abundance of a beneficial gut bacterium called Akkermansia muciniphila. This specific bacteria has been linked to better response to PD-1 immunotherapy. PD-1 inhibitors belong to a class of drugs that are approved for the treatment of a wide variety of cancers, including melanoma, lung cancer, kidney cancer, lymphoma, and others. In animal studies, combining flaxseed with a PD-1 inhibitor shrank tumor weight and volume significantly better than using the drug all by itself. Then we have a trial with 161 prostate cancer patients. They ate 30 grams of flaxseed a day for just 1 month, and it cut their tumor growth rate nearly in half. Next is a trial published in Clinical Cancer Research. They took women newly diagnosed with breast cancer. In the month between their biopsy and their surgery, these women ate just 1 muffin a day containing 25 grams of flaxseed. When doctors looked inside the tumors, the changes were incredible. The tumor growth rate plummeted by 34%. HER2, one of the most aggressive drivers of breast cancer, dropped by a massive 71%, and cancer cells' internal self-destruct program shot up by 31%. 2 tablespoons of flaxseed is right around the dose they used in that muffin. Just remember, whole flaxseed passes right through your system completely undigested, so grinding them is absolutely essential. Also, be sure to store your ground flax in the fridge to keep those delicate omega-3 fatty acids from spoiling. One mistake most people make is treating one of these foods as the answer. They eat berries occasionally. They have walnuts in a salad once a week. They reach for chocolate when they remember. The whole point is the combination. 4 foods hitting multiple cancer mechanisms at the same time. That is what gives you the multiplied effect. If you made it this far and you want to take your health into your own hands, but you still go to bed every night worrying about recurrence, you probably lack a clear roadmap and a solid support system to help you make these changes. That's exactly why in our growing cancer-free community on School, members get weekly live lessons on my complete cancer-free protocol, along with a full support system to guide them step by step. This protocol has already helped hundreds of survivors stay cancer-free and regain complete confidence in their bodies. If you're struggling with the fear of recurrence, joining us is the right decision. Click the link in the first pinned comment below, and I'll see you inside.